Good morning. My name is Cheryl, and I am from the YMCA in the Southern Branch, and it's going to be a 45-minute barre class. Barre is for all levels, beginners, advanced, everything that I do. You can do the same as me, or you can take breaks. If you're a beginner and I'm doing leg lifts, you can always take a break. If I'm up on my toes, you can come down on your heels. So everything can be modified. The equipment that you need today is a chair or something to just hold on to. If it's a railing or a wall, anything that you could just put your hand on so that you could keep your balance, and a set of light weights. I'm just going to use light weights today, like 3 pounds. So you could also use water bottles or use nothing at all, because since it's so light, we're really just using our body weight, and then the added couple pounds just helps intensify the workout. So here we go. We are going to get started. Now, if you want to grab your phone and put some music on from your playlist, I am not going to play music, so that way it doesn't interfere with my voice with the recording. Okay, so we are going to get started, and we're going to start with a little warm up. And we're going to place those feet right into those hips. We're going to bring those arms out. And we're just going to lift that knee up, okay? Alternating sides. So we're starting with just getting that body warmed up. This is my mom's favorite part. Bringing that knee up. There you go. 2 more. Last one. I want you to take that left knee, and I want you to lift it. And just pull it slightly towards that chest. I want you to open. And then I want you to step back into that lunge and come back into a lunge. So it's a lift, open, and then a lunge. And if you need that chair, you could grab onto that chair to help your balance. But this is just warming up. And a lot of the stuff that we do with balance, it's good to not use the chair if you can, because then you use that core and you improve your balance. But if you need the chair, grab onto it. And that knee comes up, open. 3 more. Last one, I want you to stay in this lunge. Stay in this lunge right here. Stay in the lunge, and those palms come up. And you're just bringing that knee down into that lunge. A good lunge is a big step back, and that front knee doesn't go past that toe. And 3, and 2, and last one, and step it up. Arms come out, those knees come up. Two more. Last one. Bring that other leg up towards that chest. Open it up, and then step it back. I'm a little close to my wall. There you go. You just want to give yourself a nice little stretch, just warming it up. And knee open. Two more. Last one. Stay in that lunge. Palms come up, come down in that lunge. And 3, and 2, and last one, and step it up. Big arms come over to the side, little side lunge here. Warming up those arms, those obliques. And 5, 4. Okay, I want you to stay, hold it right here. Drop that outside arm, add that little pulse for 5, 3, and hold. Come up on this toe. Add that pulse for 5, 3, and last one. I want you to put that heel down, and I want you to turn into a lunge. Okay, turn into a lunge. Bring those elbows back, and then you're going to just come up on that toe. So that heel comes down, and that toe comes up and up. And it's just a little reach for 5, 3, and last one. And turn and step it up. Big arms to the other side. move over. Someone crashes that chair. And 5, 3. Now, I want you to hold it right here. Drop that arm. And 5, 3. And last one. Okay, now we're going to turn. Elbows come back and reach. So the heel comes down and then up on that toe. And 5, 3. And last one. And turn it back to the center. We're going to stay on our feet. And then we're going to come down on the floor later on and do some legs and core on the floor. But we're going to start with our up on our feet. And I'm just going to pick up just one light weight. So I have one light weight. Remember, it can be done with no weights too. So weight or no weight, it's up to you. Now, my chair, I'm going to hold my chair right on the end just to give myself a little bit of balance. So my hand is right here on the edge, on the far end. So that way I have a little bit of room here because I'm going to lift my leg at some point. So the chair is just going to be here for my balance. Remember, we could use the wall too. You could use a railing, whatever you have. Okay, so we're going to start with those feet wide. And then arms just going to be reached out. Now, my arm is going to come out shoulder height and my palm is down. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Now, we're going to bring this arm in and then we're going to turn into a lunge. Bring it back in and then extend. So it comes in, turn to that lunge. So this is what I said, is that you don't need a weight if you don't want to. A weight is just optional. And extend. So I'm keeping that arm lifted. Extend. So I'm kind of turning my foot as I come into that lunge. There you go. And so my hand on the chair is just giving me a little extra balance. You may not even need that chair. And extend. Okay, now it's starting to hurt, to burn a little bit, right? We've got 5 more because I know we can do 5 more. And 4. And 3. Last one, I want you to stay right here. Now that arm is out, and I'm just holding on that chair for balance. There you go. I'm going to bring it down and up. So that knee's coming down into that lunge, and that arm is lifting shoulder height. And remember, you can even let go of that chair if you don't need it. I just got that one arm. I can put my other arm out and just reach it out for 8, 7, 5, 3, and bring it down. Now, that hand is down. My leg is still bent. I'm in that lunge. I'm going to add a little pulse here, okay? That chest is lifted. Knee doesn't go past that toe for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Now, I'm going to come up on that toe, and I'm going to add that pulse. So now I'm on the toe for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Everybody come down another inch. Come down a little inch. Let that leg shake a little bit for 8, 6, 4. Heel comes down. Palm faces in towards that hip. And I'm going to curl, and I'm going to lift that knee up. So this is where you may need that chair, depending, and why I wanted to go to the side of it. So that way you can lift that leg. And reach. Lunge, curl, press. And curl, press. Okay, 5 more. Okay, here's the last one. Curl, press. My arm comes up, my leg is up, leg is lifted. Now remember, if you need to be behind the chair, that's okay too. Just so that chair's there for balance. Or like I said, I can hold on to the wall if you need to. I'm gonna tap that toe down and then lift and lift. I'm gonna keep this arm raised as I lift that leg. That knee is bent. You got it. Let's do 8, 7, 5, 3. Now I want you to lift that leg up. See, it's lifted and add a little pulse. My leg's at 90 degrees and I'm feeling that in that quad and that arm is reached up for 8, 6, 4, and hold. There you go. I'm gonna bring my foot a little closer in towards my leg and I'm gonna open that leg up. I'm gonna face you. There we go. And open it up. And we have 8. And this arm is still reached up, right? And 6. Don't press into that knee. That foot is just close. And 3. Now, I want you to come to that diagonal right here. You're at that diagonal. I want you to extend that leg, bring it down, and lift. For 8, 7, 5, 3. Now, lift that leg, bend that knee, and come back to that center. There you go. Now you're at that center. I'm going to face my chair again because this is where you would be. Now, if you can, I want you to come up on that toe and then heel. Toe, heel. Now remember, this arm that you have reached up, if you need to drop it and put it down, you can. But I'm going to keep it lifted. I'm going to keep this leg lifted, and I'm coming up on that toe. And we have 8, 6, 4. Now, come up on that toe, can you? And add a little pulse. The heel comes down. Keep that leg lifted for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold. Heel comes down, and I'm going to slowly bring the arm down, and I'm going to bring that leg down, okay? Now, my leg extends back, and I'm going to lift that arm, okay? My arm is straight, my palm is facing up, and I'm leaning forward just slightly, and that leg is lifted, okay? Leg is lifted. I'm going to add a little pulse. Hips are squared to that chair. Make sure the hips are squared. Add that pulse with that leg for 8, 6, 3, but for 8, 6, 4, and hold it right there. Now, I'm going to pulse, bringing that palm up. That arm is straight, working those triceps. Little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. You got it. Now, I'm going to turn my wrist, and then I'm going to pulse, coming in towards my body, keeping that arm lifted for 8, 6, 4, and last one. I'm going to come straight back up, and I'm going to cross that leg over. Yeah, you thought you were done. And I'm going to sit in my chair. My palm's just going to go right here on my leg. I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm going to add a little pulse. My leg is crossed over, and I'm coming down for 8, 6, 4, and hold it right there. Can you come up on that toe and then add that pulse for 8, 7, 5, 3, and last one. Heel comes down and bring it up. Awesome job, you guys. Woo, that leg. Okay, I'm going to cross that leg over the other leg. And I'm going to give myself a nice little stretch. Okay, great job. I'm going to grab a drink of water. I'm a little out of breath over that. How you guys feel? Remember, if you're new to barre, it gets easier every time you do it. But just don't use weights when I use weights. You can modify that way. Come down on that heel, like I said at the beginning. You don't have to be on your toe when I'm on my toe. So take breaks, stop, shake it out. But if you're not a new person, then just stick with it, and you can, and you'll get better every time. It just gets easier. It really does, just like anything else. Okay, I'm moving my chair to the other side. Remember I started with it as legs wide, toes slightly pointed out. I'm going to come down. And I also start with that arm out, okay? So what we do is we bent that elbow, remember? We extended it, we brought it in, and then we turned and brought that arm forward. So it was in and out. Now remember, if you don't have a weight, it's okay because you don't need to use that weight if you don't want to. So like I just dropped my weight. It is completely up to you which one you want to do it, which way you want to do it. So I have it here with no weight. Let me grab it. And out, in, and press. Come around into that lunge. It's very important. We're turning and we're coming into that lunge. That chair is just for balance. And in fact, if you don't even need it, you don't have to hold on to it. And turn. Because you can have that arm out. The wall is in my way, so it's kind of hard for me to. Okay, 3 more. Okay, last one. Now I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna hold it right here. I'm bringing it down and up. I'm coming down into that lunge for 8, 7, 4. Okay, and bring it down. Now I'm adding that pulse. My arm's down now. I'm adding that pulse for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold. Come up on that front toe. On that front toe, add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Everybody come down that extra inch. Okay, you've got that chair for balance. Hold it there. Let that leg shake for 8, 6. Now, heel comes down, palm faces in. There we go. I'm going to curl and press, lifting that leg. So I'm on the side of my chair, holding it with one hand. I could also be holding onto the wall or using nothing at all. Curl, press. And we have 8. Three. Last one. Press it up. Now that leg is lifted. Leg is lifted. And remember, we could be behind the chair. We could be to the side. Or we can have that wall. Okay? Arm stays lifted. Leg is at 90. We bring that toe down and lift. That chest is lifted. Arm is lifted. And 8. 6, 4. Now lift that leg 90 degrees and add just a little pulse for 8, 5, and hold. So you're going to hold it right there. You're going to bring that foot in. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. And I'm going to open and close. There you go. Don't press that foot into the leg. It just sits right next to it. And open. And 5, 3. Now, open it up right there. Extend that leg. We're at that diagonal, and it's a lift. Keep that arm up. And 8, 6, 4. Okay, lift that leg, bend, and bring it back to that center. Okay, I'm going to turn so you can see me. Now, from here, we're going to keep that leg lifted, and I'm going to come up on my toe and then my heel. Now, this is where you have an option. If you don't want to come up on that toe, you can just stay on that heel and hold it there, that leg up, because that's going to be difficult enough. For 8, 7, 5, 3. Okay, come up on that toe if you can. And add a little pulse, bringing that heel down, little pulse. Keeping that leg lifted, make sure that hamstring parallel to that floor for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Okay, everybody ready? Heel comes down till I bring that arm down, extend that leg back. Hips are squared to the floor. Palm faces up and arm comes back. Leaning forward slightly, point that toe. And I'm just going to keep that arm lifted, okay? It's straight, palms facing up, working that tricep as my leg pulses with that toe pointed. Hips are squared to the floor, to the chair, so we're working the booty for 8, 6, 3, and hold. Flex your foot. Add that pulse for 8, 4, and hold. Now I'm going to add a little pulse, bringing that palm up for 8, 5, 3, and hold. Turn that wrist faces in towards my hip, and I'm going to pulse it in for 8, 6, 3, and last one, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to bring it up, cross that leg over, sit into my chair, and I'm going to bring that booty down. Little pulses for 8, 6, 4, and hold. If you can come up on that toe, come up on that toe. Add that pulse. You can always come down on the heel if you have to. Try and stay up there for 5, 4, 2, and last one. Heel comes down. Bring it up and step it out. Excellent job. Whew, my calf. Stretch out those calves a little bit. Whoa. Cross that other leg over. And let's give yourself a nice little stretch. That was a nice little workout there. Oh, great job. Okay. Now, I'm going to set my weight to the side. And I'm going to set my chair to the side. Just for now. I'm going to grab a drink. And we're going to come down on the floor just for one little short segment. I'm going to come down on the floor. And I'm going to start. I'm just trying to see which way you can see me the best. I'm going to start propped up on my elbows. My feet are on the floor. My knees are raised. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to extend it. I'm going to point that toe. So it's only that left leg, but my knees are lined up, so my leg is lifted. Lower and raise. Bring it up, knee to knee. Point that toe. And we have 8, 4. Now lift that leg up. Point that toe and add a little pulse with those knees lined up for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Flex your foot all the way down, all the way up. For 8, 6, 4. Now bring that leg up, add that pulse. There you go. For 8, 6, 4, and hold. That foot is flexed. I'm going to come out wide and then back to narrow. Out and in. Keeping those knees lined up. I'm just bringing it. It's my left leg, so I'm bringing it to the left and then back to center. For 8, and 7, 6, 5, 3. Okay, I'm going to bring it out wide to the left and just add a little pulse, pressing it away. For 8, 7, keep it lifted. 5, 3, and last one. Bring it back in. I'm going to bring it down. Whoa, that was good, right? Okay, now I'm going to slowly bring it up. Put those hands right on those thighs, underneath those hamstrings, and then lower myself back. Now my core is engaged. I'm going to bring those arms up, and I'm going to lower myself down. I'm going to incorporate a little core in here while I'm in this position for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, and hold. Bring those legs up if you can. There you go. Tap that toe down. Alternating sides. Keep those legs lifted for 8, 6, 4. Now take that right toe, just the right toe, and add a little pulse for 8, 6, 4. Now change sides. Left foot comes down for 8, 7, 5, 3, and last one. Bring those legs right back up. Palms come together, and I'm just going to go side to side. Those hands are coming side to side, keeping those legs lifted if I can. If you have to, just place them back onto the floor for 8 and 7, 5, 3, and last one. I'm going to slowly lower myself down all the way back to my back. My legs are at 90. We were working on that left leg. I would just stay with that left leg. Right leg is bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to extend that left leg. Extend, and I'm going to add a little pulse, just lifting it slightly. Now, my core is engaged, but I'm working that same leg. It feels good for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold. Flex your foot, add a little pulse. That leg is extended, not touching that floor, parallel to that floor for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold it right there. Fingertips on that temple, and I want you to crunch it up. Keeping that leg extended and crunch for 8, 7, 5, 3. Now, hold it here. Your right knee is up. So I'm going to take my left elbow and crunch it over. So I'm bringing that elbow towards that knee that's lifted for 8, 7, 5, 3, and last one. And it comes back. Arms come down. Feet come down. Now, I want you to drop those legs over to one side. Oh, and put that foot over that, in front of that leg. Open up that hip. And then bring it up. And just stretch that leg out. And that hip and that booty. Okay. Now, I'm going to roll myself back up. Are you guys ready? Now we're going to go to the other side. The other side. We started on those elbows. Feet are on the floor, knees are up. Now I'm going to take my right leg, point my toe, and lift my leg. Legs are lined up, knee to knee. I'm going to lower and raise, pointing that toe. And we have 8, 6, 3. Okay, lift that leg up, knee to knee, point that toe, add that pulse, keep it leg lifted for 8, 6, 3, and hold. Flex, bring it down for 8, 6, 4. Okay, bring that leg up, knee to knee. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. My foot is flexed. I'm going to bring my foot out wide so my right leg is lifted. So I'm bringing that right leg to the right for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. Okay, bring it to the right and add a little pulse, like you're pressing it away. Press it away for 8, 6, 4, and last one. Bring it back in. Foot comes down. I'm going to slowly roll myself up, placing my hands on those hamstrings. Lower myself back. Engage that core. Arms come up. Bring my shoulders back. Okay, core's engaged. Back is flat for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Now, if you can, bring those legs up. Dip that toe into the water for 8, and 7, 5, okay, right toe, pulse for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold. Change sides for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Bring those legs up. Now, option is to bring those feet to the floor, palms together, Russian twist side to side for 8, 7, 5. And last one. I'm gonna roll it back. Legs come up to 90. Now, if you have to, you can always stretch that leg out. Give yourself a little stretch if you're having any kind of a cramp there. Now, we were working on that right leg. Left leg stays 90, right extends. Engage that core, palms are on the floor, and add that little pulse. My leg is parallel to that floor. Point that toe for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Flex that foot for 8, 6, 4, and hold it right there. Hold it right there. That right leg's extended out. Left leg's 90 degrees. Fingertips come to those temples and crunch it up for 8, 6, 3, and hold. My left knee is up, so I'm going to take my right elbow, crunch it across for 8, 6, 4, and last one. Bring it over. Drop those legs. Now, knees come up. I'm going to drop them to the other side. Take that top leg, sit it over, lift, reach under, pull it just slightly. Give that booty and that leg a little stretch. Excellent job. Feet come down, and we're going to roll it back up. Excellent. Okay, we're going to come back up on our feet. Back on those feet. Okay, I need another drink. Now, this next move can be done with or without those light weights. It's completely up to you. Now, I'm going to start. I'm not going to use my chair because I'm going to use my weights on both hands. Both hands are going to hold those weights. My feet are just right underneath my hips. My chest is lifted. Palms are facing in. Okay, I'm going to start with a curl, bringing that booty down. So I'm going to sit in my chair as I curl it up for 8. 4. Sit in that chair. Arms come to 90. I'm just going to bring that booty down. It's a little pulse. I'm best. You can see my feet. There you go. My arms are at 90. My booty comes back and down. So I'm just sitting in that chair. That chest is lifted. So I'm not leaning forward. I'm sitting up like I'm sitting in a chair for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Now stay sitting in this chair. My elbows are closed, and I'm going to reach it out. Palms are facing up. Reach for 8, 6, 4, and last one, reach it out. Palms are facing up. Add a little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Keep it lifted, and I'm going to curl. Now my arms are lifted. Palms are facing up, and we have 8, 7, 5, 2, okay, 90 degrees. Arms are at 90 degrees. I'm going to add that little pulse again for 8, 6, 4, and hold it again. Hold it again. Now, I'm going to extend those arms. I'm going to turn those wrists so they're facing each other, and I'm going to bring it in. A little press for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Now, I'm going to bring it down. Elbows come down, and my arms come down. There you go. Now, I'm going to reach it up. Elbows come back, press it out, and down. So my palms are facing each other. Press and down. I'm still sitting in my chair. Still sitting in that chair for 8, and 7, 3, and last one. Arms come down. There we go. My arms are down, chest is lifted. I'm going to come up on one toe, and I'm going to add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. I'm sitting in my chair on one toe, I want you to come down a little bit deeper. That chest is lifted and arms come up. Stay on that toe for 8, 6, okay, bring it back down. That heel's gonna come down my other toe. We're going up on that other toe. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 3, and hold it nice and deep. Come down another inch if you can. Chest is lifted, arms come out. Remember, you can drop the weights at any time. And 8, 6, 4. Okay, bring those arms down. We're going to come up on both of those toes, and add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. I'm going to bring those arms 90 degrees. Here you go, 90 degrees. And I'm going to bring those hips side to side for 8 on those toes. 5, 3, and hold it right there. I'm on those toes. Bring those knees in and out for 8, 6, 4, and hold it right there. Hold it right there. Everybody come down another inch. If you can, come down an inch. You're on those toes. Arms are bent at 90 degrees. Bring those arms up for 8, 6, 4. Okay, last one. Arms come down, heels come down. Lean forward slightly. We're still sitting in that chair. We're going to extend those arms back. Extend those arms back. Here we go. Add that little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Add that little pulse. Lift it up for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 3, and hold. Palms are facing in. Press it in for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 3, and hold. Palms face up. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and last one. And sit it back up. Stand it back up. Sit it back up. That's funny. Okay. I'm going to drop those weights. Oh, shake that out. I'm going to cross that leg over. Give yourself a nice little stretch. Nice little stretch both sides. Okay. Now, we are going to grab that chair or the wall or the railing, whatever you need. And I'm going to face the chair. Again, this time I have both of my hands on that chair. Both of my hands on that chair. I'm going to start with my right leg, and I'm just going to bring it back. Hips are squared to that chair, and I'm facing my chair. Hands are rested just for balance. And I'm going to lift. Point that toe and lift for 8, 6, 3. Hold that leg up nice and high. Hold it up nice and high. My chest is still lifted. I'm still standing up. And I'm going to add a little pulse with that leg lifted as high as you can. For 8, 6, 3, and hold. Flex that foot. And we're going to bring it down and up. Now my foot is flexed. Little lift for 8, 7, 5, 3. Okay, bring that leg up. Add that pulse. Foot is flexed for 8, 5, and hold. Now hold it there. Lean forward on that chair. I'm going to lift my leg up a little higher because I'm going to lift that leg up higher, point and flex that foot. for 8, 6, 4, point that toe, add that pulse, keep it lifted for 8, 6, 4, and hold, flex that foot, add that pulse. Keep that booty burning and keep those hips squared to that chair for 8, 6, 4, and last one, and bring that leg down. Awesome job. Shake that out. Stand up straight. My other leg comes back. Chest is lifted, hips are squared. Chairs for balance. And we start with that toe pointed with just a lift for 8, 6, 4. Lift that leg, point that toe, add that pulse for 8, 5. And hold, flex that foot, bring it down and lift for 8, 6, 4. Lift that leg, foot is flexed, add that pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold it nice and high. Lean forward on that chair. Now I'm leaning forward, leg is lifted as high as you can. Keep those hips squared because you want that booty to burn. Foot is flexed, point and flex for 8, 6. Point that toe and add that little pulse, keeping that leg lifted for 8, 6, 3, hold, flex, add that pulse for 8, 5, and hold it right there and bring it down. Oh, and stretch that leg up. Awesome job, you guys. Oh, add that little stretch. I think we have, let's see. We have time for one last thing. We'll do one last thing. Just a real quick curtsy, okay? You're gonna take your leg and you're gonna curtsy back, okay? We're gonna step it up and then we're gonna step it back the other side. So this is just a curtsy going side to side. This will just get your heart rate up just that little bit. We'll burn a little calories here. Arm comes up. And lunge back. So we're lunging down that curtsy for 8 and back and 7. Big arms. And 2. Last one, cross and back. And finish off. And there you go. Awesome job. Shake that out. We're going to give it a stretch. Bring that arm up. Let's stretch out that tricep. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Make sure that you get a nice, good stretch. Because you worked those arms and that booty and that core and that butt. Well, that booty was that butt. Those legs. The other arm comes across. Bring one leg up, stretch out that quad. And the other leg comes up. You can always use that chair if you need to. Step it back. Reach. And the other side. And reach. And step it out. And a big stretch up. And last one. You were all amazing. Thank you very much. That was Barre. My name is Cheryl. I'm from the YMCA in the Southern Branch. And you have a fabulous day.